Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and my humor is about as real as the imaginary number. Only math-oriented people will get that joke. But hold up. What's this? At the time I'm writing this script, this channel has 140,000 subscribers. The past few months have been absolutely fantastic for views and subs, so thanks for checking out my content. But what I'm going to do today is bring you a revised theory. If you're new or you don't know what I mean, a revised theory is where I take one of my older videos and improve it by making it more plausible, better edited, and better explained. I do it rarely, but it's fun to look back at them. So let's get into this one. The video I will be revising today is an extremely short video I made on Monsters, Inc. This video was underviewed, had a robotic voice in the background, and was only a minute long, and because it was so poorly explained, I must bring back this idea today to show you all. Monstropolis needs monsters to gather the screams of children in order to fuel their city. Ugh, sounds creepy when I say it like that. But if you're wondering how they could possibly do this, well, I believe I know. The monsters could be harnessing the children's sound energy, which explains why the louder they scream, the more energy the monsters receive. And when they say laughter is more powerful, that makes sense, as a long, loud laugh will give off more energy when doing the actual math. But basically, the monsters are clearly converting whatever essence human laughter has through loudness into energy. And in the movie, there is a severe energy crisis. So what causes this? Let's get into it. Mr. Waternoose controls all of the doors and the whole facility, so he should know all of what is going on. He tells Sullivan and a few others that kids just aren't as scared as they used to be, but he has been shown to be an excessive liar, doing anything to benefit the company. He says he'll kidnap 1,000 children and silence the snitches just to save his company, and I'm thinking that maybe in the past he has done all of this before. That's terrifying, but it's not the point of this theory, so let's shift our focus back to my actual idea. You could argue that he was telling the truth, and that with the progression of violent movies and video games, kids seriously aren't that scared anymore. This door scaring method clearly used to work, but at some point it became inefficient, and it only took a few years. So why did it stop working? Kids don't just suddenly change for little to no reason. If a kid watched Saw and Kill Bill, but then had a huge, fluffy, spiky, purple-blue, polka-dotted horned bear come out of their closet, they'd jump out their window. Films and games wouldn't faze kids in that way. No, the shortage really occurs when Sully and Mike get to the factory. And Randall. If you're one of the 8,000 people who watched my initial theory, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Strap in, I'm about to go nutty conspiracy theorist on y'all. Wanting to become more popular than Sullivan, Randall redirects a ton of hard-earned sound energy to his power-sucking machine and causes the energy crisis to become much more severe than before. He gets Waternoose on board to fund his project by manipulating him with the blind thought that his company was failing, putting him into a state of panic after 3 generations of perfection. This would force Waternoose, Monstropolis, and the employees of Monsters Incorporated to turn to his revolutionary machine, which would skyrocket him into popularity for saving a city's electricity. And that was what I was trying to get across before. But now let's actually look at how each aspect of it fully applies. Randall has been shown to be extremely envious of Sullivan, and he constantly tries beating him. During the Scream Extractor scene, Mike asked him if he was being evil so he could do things to get popular. Randall completely denied it. But we know that's a lie. How? Well, Waternoose tells Randall that he is half as scary as Sullivan, and Randall glares at him with anger. If that is not enough to prove that this whole thing was just out of jealousy, then how about when he literally is killing Sullivan, and he says how he's going to be number 1? Quite the odd prediction, unless he knew that his machine was going to make him popular. Now the energy redirection part. In the tunnels of this facility, all of the wires, electricity, and power redirection occurs. All of the Scream canisters are held and exported in these tunnels. Everything to do with power. All of the cords. And this machine uses a ton of power. Its plug, massive, and it uses dozens of huge cords to function. This is a waste of so much hard-earned power. There are so many scare floors, and this machine is using up all of that energy, time, and money. Randall is taking it all, and this machine is a part of it. This plan only increases the intensity of the crisis. Also, if something happens during export, the rest of the process will be messed up. That's how everything works. So since this facility is the power export and the whole city is messed up, it can be assumed that something in this factory is wrong. This many scare floors, it's been working for years. Things don't just suddenly change. It's when Randall got there. Now this part. Waternoose had no idea where all of the power was going. He knew that there was an increase in dead doors, but was still confused. When Randall approaches him with the scream extractor idea, Waternoose is desperate. Randall has legitimately caused the biggest and most secretive loss of energy in the history of Monstropolis, and then he manipulates his boss into funding his machine. Waternoose is clearly very desperate. He knows just how shameful it would be to let down a huge company after it was in his family for 3 generations. He can't take it, and is easily blindly manipulated by Randall in an act of sheer desperation. And finally, the whole point of this, Randall's jealousy. He redirects the energy to his wasteful machine, manipulates the CEO, and then hopes that everybody will find his machine as a savior to the power crisis he heavily added to. Now that is villainous. Notice how confident he is that his whole plan will work. He says in the change room that he knows he will win. He says it so eerily. The winds of change. And he wasn't referring to the scream extractor. Oh no. Clearly that was the attitude of a winner. A jealous, sore loser, finally, maniacally happy to win. Then one scene later on the scare floor, Sullivan says, "May the best monster win," and Randall says, I plan to. I told you so. This whole thing was for his popularity. But I'm not done. Oh no, I have lots to add. About ROZ, actually. Yes, the sluggish CEO of the CDA. I want to finally figure out what exactly the CDA does. Well, I hear you informally verbalizing, they child detect. Yes, but not in the way the movie may have you believe at first glance. I actually think that they might have created the rumor that kids were dangerous, as it could allow them to catch the kidnappers. The CDA is out there to protect kids, not prevent them. Now that's something. What did they do on the night Boo got out? They put spotlights on several monsters, which is a bit weird. Unless you consider that they were looking for the kidnappers, thinking that the kid was with them. Yes, these are clever observations. And before I go, I want to readdress that very first point. The point I made about Waternoose and Randall kidnapping others before Boo. If ROZ was undercover, it means that there was a previous outbreak of child kidnappings that the CDA was made aware of. Wait, but that means Randall and Waternoose have been doing this forever. Just how long has ROZ been working there? 2.5 years, according to her. But all of this leaves one final question. Where did those children go? Well, they can't be released into the city, and a machine like this kills, so that means they've killed the kids. And what does Waternoose say? I'll kidnap 1,000 children. He'd do it, and he began to. Feel that? I sure did. Childhoods everywhere shattering at that thought. A murderous, deranged, and misunderstood crustacean, and a manipulative, jealous, insane reptilian. They actually killed. That's the most chilling discovery I've made all year, and now I will abruptly leave you with those messed up thoughts. Until next time,